Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel if you're returning. If you're new here, my name is Tori, and I am going to be planning for the week in my A5 hobonichi hone for the week of May the 13th through the 19th. And I'm just showing you really quickly the previous week using the See Amy Draw stickers from the spring collection. They're really pretty and calming, and we're just turning the page to another week. So let's get started. So for this week, I wanted to use some of the stickers that I purchased from Karina Loves to Plan. These are her dandelion stickers. I think they're really bright and move into the summer vibes, and I decided to pair the washi that I'm trying to use up with it. It's this vertical, just pink lined washi. It's pretty simple and can go with a lot of different things. My usual mode of decorating is always to put the washi at the top and go from there. And I will be putting in some date headers, I think, this week as well. So I am just laying that down, and then I'll put in, I don't know, I think I do them pretty quickly after this, but I use some date headers from Shine Sticker Studios winter kit, I think. So not exactly meant for the summer months, but I think it still really works with the colors that the dandelions have. They easily coordinate together, and I just wanted to use these stickers up because they had been sitting in my reusable sticker book for a really long time now. So I put those across the top, and I mean, it's not the most aesthetic looking thing in the world, but I like it. And so for the nails that I'm wearing, I do talk about this in tomorrow's video as well. They're $5 Dollar General nails, and they do not last long. This week's videos are all they appear in. They got pretty banged up in my day-to-day, so it just wasn't feasible for me to continue wearing them and having to reapply glue, all that jazz. So I think they're really cute, but they're just, that's a pretty long nail for me. So I was struggling to make it work throughout the week. So I hope y'all's week has been relatively good and that you haven't had a bad week. My week wasn't awesome in any way, shape, or form. I did not have a good week this week, but it was nice to come into this planner at the end of the day to memory keep, and the color scheme was cheery, and so it kind of was a little bit of a cheering up when I would come to it. So I'm just going ahead and laying down the stickers where I think I'll want them, because there are only 5 of them. I just bought the deco sticker sheet. She does offer like swatches that she makes with all of her collections, as well as like a washi and a quote page too. So there ends up being 4 pages and another one with circles, and they're all painted with fountain pen ink. So these are done by hand by her, and I think she's really talented. So I definitely wanted to eventually purchase something from her shop because I like her YouTube channel, so why not support her even more? And so I lay those down across the page, and it's pretty minimal deco for me, to be honest, but that gave me more room to, I guess, just find creative ways to log the memories in the hourly section of the spread this week, as opposed to letting the deco take up most of the room. And so I did kind of feel a little, what the word is not innovative. It's not innovative, but I did feel like I used the last dandelion in a pretty cool way, I guess, because I put it over by the weekend sticker just to make that pop a little bit more. And I felt like it turned out really cool looking. So that is the setup for this week. And then we are going on into putting down the sidebar. And for the sidebar, I actually pulled out a yellow Tombow because I felt like it was a pretty good color to use, since I used blue in the date headers and pink in the washi. The only color left in this combination, the true color, not like a blend of the blue and the yellow to make it that little green spot, but the last color left was that yellow. So I used it to outline the normal sidebar things that I track. So I did a this week list using some of the Shine Sticker Studio list dots that come in their monthly subscription kits, and just wrote in the this week header with my Tombow. And some things that I wanted to get done this week were to pay some bills, work on my budget, and get a little exercise in, walk my puppo, and then read a book. And I got like 2 of those things done. So, but again, like I said, it was not a good week for me. So I'll take it. Whatever I could get done was what was going to get done there. So then I went in and used the middle section of the sidebar to mark in my highlights. If you have seen any of these Plan With Me videos before, you know that I try to highlight at least one good thing that happened throughout the day. So even when I'm having a bad week like this week, I am still trying to stay cognizant of at least one good thing that happened so that I don't spiral even further. It's a real party over here. So in addition to like trying to track some highlights, I also track whether I am cleaning a part of my home, I am grooming myself all the way that I want to, and whether I take my medicine. So the daily tidy is just to help me feel better. I feel better when things are clean around me. So am I doing them, and why didn't I? Like, how can I look at my week and see like why that didn't happen? Grooming is, why wouldn't I have completed all of my grooming habits that day? What prevented me from doing so? Same kind of line of questioning. And then the medicine is just really more of a basic tracker. I'm not looking at why I didn't take it, because I usually know why I didn't if I didn't. So I'm going back in and adding the highlights and the habits headers with my Tombow Food and Noscape hint, and then I go in and add the days of the week as well to kind of finish out that sidebar. And I really love the way this week came together. I love the hobonichi hone, and I may not be in it next year if I'm going with what I think I'm going to do for next year. I'll be in something a little bit different, but I love this planner. It got me into journaling every single day, and it's been a lifeline. And I'm pretty sure like it's such a great tool to utilize, especially if you want to kind of center your thoughts and journal every day. Like, I journal about anything and everything, and one of the things that I've recently added to the daily pages in my hobonichi hone in this planner is like, if I don't pressure myself to finish a day. But if I don't finish a day, what I do is kind of like draw a line a couple of squares under in the grid where the entry stops. And I've started adding in like spaces for extra journaling, and I just titled it Random Thought Log. So if I were to retitle it, it would probably be something called like Overflow or something, because so in those blank spots that I separate out from the day that it's on, say for example, on February the 2nd, I didn't have a lot to journal about, so half a page is left over, and I draw that line, and then I label the bottom half of the page Random Thought Log number whatever. And then say May the 2nd, I have the full page filled out because I have so much to say, and then I kind of want to add more. So I go back to the February the 2nd page, and I fill out the rest of February the 2nd under that Random Thoughts log. And I just keep a table of contents in the back pages of the hobonichi of like what day it's on, what number thought log it is, and what the topic is. So in that way, I'm kind of getting like a 2-for-1 deal in the dailies, where like if I want to say more, or if I want to do a little bit of journaling that I know won't take up a full page, I'll find a spot where I've carved out one of those thought logs and put it there. So like if I watched a TV show and I want to reflect on the TV show, but I've already filled out my journal for the day, I can go there, if that makes any sense. I really hope I explained that well. I can definitely show you if you're interested in how that works. I don't know if anybody would be, but it's becoming a really, really cool system that I'm really enjoying as I discover more and I journal more in my daily pages. I don't normally share my daily pages, but I'm confident that if you wanted to see that, I could definitely find a page that I wouldn't mind sharing. But yeah, so I am thinking about changing my system in 2025 to a couple different things. It would still be a 3-book system, but it would streamline a lot of what I do to make sense for my brain and what books they're used for. I just don't want to say it out loud yet because I don't want to jinx it and then it not work out. So we'll see. But this was a 3-day work week for me, and it still managed to be terrible. We love that for me. I used the Paper Bits Co. working girl with her laptop and her little coffee mug because she's adorable to mark off the work. I'm trying to do more of using these laptop characters because I hoard those. I love them. I think they're adorable, and I always want to use them for work, but then I get up in that scarcity mindset of but what, if I use them, I won't be able to get more, yada, yada. So I also used the little Kina Prince character for my payday sticker. I found that was super cute, so I wanted to use it. And then please excuse the state of the Coffee Monsters Co. mini dots. I spilled milk on it, literally, so that's why it's a little gross looking. But the stickers still work, and they're still sticky, so we're using them. And I thought that this blue would work really well with the color scheme that I had going on. So I added those in, as well as the light purple and the gray dots for marking in the programs I had at the library that week, as well as any kinds of extra stuff that I needed to do that weren't exactly programs. So I put those in as usual. And yeah, but I use color coding when I put in any of my programs and things like that to try to signal to my visual cues, I guess, of what the specific time appointment is. So blue would be children's programs, and then the light purple ones would be teen programs, and then the gray circle is different because it's circulation. So I'm not in a blue or a purple program. It's gray to note that it's something different. I did end up taking Thursday off. That was planned ahead because I needed to go to the bank with my husband and we needed to get some stuff done just errand wise. So I actually had a 4-day weekend to kind of decompress and enjoy the Bridgerton drop, which I'm so excited for this season. I have watched all of it. I'm salty that they broke it up in 2 parts because they had more than enough time to film it. And if PR thinks that this is a good move, I'm going to be salty if they do it again because I don't like it. I want to see it all immediately. I don't want to have to wait for part 2. And if that's going to be continued, I'm going to be really sad because I just don't like that. And I will be one of those people, if they do that for season 4, I'm waiting for all of it to come out before I watch it because I can't deal. Because the way they ended the part 1 was rude. It was just rude, and we know what we were going to get, but why'd you got to do it that way? Now I need to see part 2. And I understand that that's the smart way to do it, right? Get people hooked, the people who aren't into Bridgerton. But come on. That's not fair. It's not fair. Anyways, and so in between all of this, I've been reading the Bridgerton books, and they're I just started with the first one, and I actually scored all of this is side note for anybody who's into collecting specific editions of books, I guess, but I didn't want any of the covers that had Netflix covers or anything like that. It's just not my favorite. I don't know. I wanted the original paperback Avon Harlequin vibes books, right? So I ended up scoring most of the series except for the first two at a thrift shop. And I ended up purchasing the first two online for really cool deals, like on Thrift Books and Pango Books, if you've ever heard of that app. So I purchased the first book. Oh, it was called The Duke and I. I'm sorry. I purchased The Duke and I online for, I think, like $5. And it was the original cover. And it was like one person on Pango Books who wasn't trying to scalp people for the specific original book cover. And then the Viscount Who Loved Me, which is Anthony's story, that one was trying to be sold online for like $25 for the original cover. So I went over to Thrift Books and found the original cover for $5. And then I started reading them all. And I am so excited to get to Colin and Penelope's book. I know that there are some differences that people are hesitant about seeing how the show changed it, but it's provided a nice distraction lately. So I'm enjoying that process. And I hope you all have a wonderful, happy, safe, and healthy week. If there's something you have questions about, please feel free to drop them in the comments below. I love speaking with you all. And if you spent this much time with me by this point and you're not subscribed, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel and giving this video a thumbs up. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye, friends.